So the game finishes Southampton 0, Forest 1. We're in the top 4, baby. Good morning, good evening, or good night. I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the player ratings, where, let me say it again, it finished Southampton 0, Forest 1. And yes, I'm sorry, Mike. I love you, Mike. I'm not that sorry. I'm not that sorry. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to FFTV if you are new. And Phil, thank you for becoming a new member. You absolute legend. Oh, what a Forest game that was, ladies and gents. It really was. I thought Forest were brilliant in the first half. Incomplete domination. XG for us was about 1.67 or 5.7. Theirs was 0.14. And we couldn't score. We just couldn't score. And then in the second half, credit to Southampton, I thought they were the better team up until we scored our goal. And it just felt like their goal was coming and they just couldn't find a way to penetrate. And then up stepped the man, Morgan Gibbs-White. And if I'm being honest, he didn't have a great game. But right now, I don't care. He put the ball in the back of the net. Forest went 1-0 up. But there's so many positives to take away from that game. We've all been there, especially like in the last couple of seasons. Forest are winning, conceded, giving up the most points from being ahead apart from Sheffield, was it last season? And I was just worried that it was going to be the same old story and same old Forest. But what I loved was we looked professional. We held on. We weren't even that strained. I was. You guys probably were in the chat as well. And we started to see that smart Premier League stuff that I've been hoping. And it started with Milenkovic. Went down, it tweaked or got some cramp in his leg, but he held his head to stop the play. Genius from him. And by the way, what a performance for him. Yates then goes and buys a nice cheap free kick. Another time he takes it into the corner. This is how you game manage. This is what we should have done against Bournemouth last week. And now we've seen a nice little step up. The substitutions from Nuno were better, just a little late. They were the right substitutions. I think he was just 5 minutes behind where he needed to be. But overall, I couldn't be happier. I was worried about this game. Southampton are not as bad as people say, and that's what I was saying before the game. I still think we do have some fatigue issues in amongst that team. Zangare was really good, but again, gassed out. Einar looked like he was getting a little tired as well. There's still that, but hopefully that comes with a few more matches, match fitness, match sharpness, etc. And the goal itself, it's hard to describe because it's a bit of a mess. Members, of course, you can go check it out, ! Goal. But it was like, it was a corner, went in too deep. Nico Williams, it cleared, and then Nico Williams took the shot. I think it hit one of our players, came out wide, crossed in. Morgan Gibbs-White, weak header. And then the Southampton defender, I'm not sure who it was, passes it straight back to him. And from about 4 yards with a slightly tight angle, he can't miss the open goal. And it went in. Yes, I know, as you guys are saying, we were sloppy in parts, but we're still getting towards that sharpness. Look, if, like me, you would like the Premier League season to end right here, right now, make sure you hit the like button so I know you agree with me. Forest are 4th. That's one position lower than we finished under Frankie Clark back in the day. So I'm very happy. This is what you need to do away from home. You got to get those ugly wins sometimes. And, you know, it doesn't matter how the ball goes. And I don't care if Morgan Gibbs-White did a triple somersault, rolled over it, hit his back, and then flicked in. I don't care. It went in. You get the 3 points. It's like when you play golf, man. I don't take pictures of my birdies. They're usually crap, but I write them down on the scorecard as 3. And that's all I'll ever remember of it. So, fantastic. Look, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. There's still a lot that needs to be sharpened up. The press for me was really bad in the second half. We were sitting back too much. We allowed Southampton the ball. Now, you could argue it was Nuno's tactics because they weren't really doing too much with it, but I felt they were growing more confident with it. But I don't care. We won the game. Everything's happy. I'm happy. Let's get into the player ratings. So the link for it should be pinned to to the chat for you guys. So make sure you get your player ratings in. Rate them from 0 to 10 for the individual player, 6 being average. If they were a sub, 5 is the average for that one as well. Let's jump over to the player rating studio so we can get into this one. And I feel like we're going to enjoy it. JB, thank you so much for the 11 months. You absolute legend. And don't forget as well, football prizes. There's still loads of tickets for this one. So if you guys want to grab yourself this beautiful double signed framed Boly and Murillo shirt and an Insta win of Felipe for ticket 281 or Tuffalo for ticket 115, click on the link in the chat, ! prize in the chat, or scan the QR code there. Get your tickets in now before it's too late. I'll put the link in there for you. All right, ladies and gents, let's get into the player ratings. And let's enjoy this one. So let's bring the screen up. And there we go. We'll kick it off with Matt Sells. I thought he was very, very comfortable today. By the way, keep your ratings coming in if you're joining late. It all counts. It's a live count. I don't think he did anything wrong. The only thing I've got against Sells at the moment is these long kicks. There's a lot of them. Southampton weren't pressing him too hard. I felt we could have tried to play out the back a little bit. I don't think he was really tested, to be honest. If we look at the match stats, Southampton had a total of 5 shots on goal, or shots, should I say, 1 on target. To Forest, 23 shots and 8 on target. So Sells had quite a quiet day today. And I like that. And I think he didn't have too much to do and there wasn't too much wrong. So I'm going to give Sells a solid 7 out of 10 for me. There was a couple of times in the second half where I was worried they'd get in. Matt with the 20 months. Thank you so much, bud. Appreciate it. But I wasn't at all. I didn't feel nervous at all. It wasn't a Turner style thing or anything like that for me with Matt Sells. So I was more than happy with that one. I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Oops. Hold on. I've just messed something up here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. There we go. All right, let's see what you guys went with. You went with a 7.23 for Sells. I'm okay with that. It's about right. Derby lost again, did they? Derby lost, Leicester lost, Everton got smacked, and Forest are 4th in the league. I'm very, very happy. All right, let's move this along into the right back, which was, who was it, Chaz? Nico Williams, wasn't it? Let's bring up Nico Williams. I thought a much better game than against Bournemouth. I thought defensively he was a lot better. There was a lot of targeting on his side. I felt that Kyle Walker-Peters and Brereton Diaz were trying to double up along against him, and I thought he held up quite well. And overall, there was no mistakes from him today. I was quite happy with his performance. Solid performance for me. I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10. Again, I think there's a lot of 7s today, and he was one of them. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Is he still my number 1 choice for right back? Probably not, but that's a whole other discussion. So I'm going to 7 out of 10 for him. You guys have gone a 7.1. We're on the same wavelength. I'm seeing a lot of you in the chat saying 6. Excuse me. But no, I've got no problems with his performance at all today. So he's a 7 for me. And then let's talk about Milenkovic. Now, I've got a lot to say about him. You can see the step up in quality with him. Let me just find him. There he is. Jay with the £2. Thank you so much. Bet Everton Mike is having a meltdown. Come on, you Reds. Yeah, make sure you watch his post-match. There's going to be a lot of this. Jordice. Can't wait to watch it. Shout out to Everton Mike. For a debut, away from home, against a gritty team, he was not a foot wrong for me. Not a foot wrong. The worst thing I can tell you that he did is one of his clearances he sliced. If I'm going to be really picky. That is it. But overall, this is why me and Ant, shout out to Ant, we were saying, even though Boly was man of the match last week, Milenkovic is a step up from Boly. That's why Nuno needed to be ruthless, and fair play to Nuno, he was, and that's why he had to drop him. Okay, it's ruthless, it's horrible, it's not nice, but the greater good of the team is more important for me. And he didn't put a foot wrong. And like I said, during the match and at the start of this, the professionalism, the football IQ to hold his head when Forest were under pressure, that's just something you have or you don't have, that football IQ, and he's got it. So I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. I thought he was absolutely top-notch today. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me or not? Let's have a look. You guys have gone agendas. There's the Boly agendas in the chat already. How have you only got him as an 8? How? 8.1. Do you guys agree with each other or not? Are you guys happy with what you've done there or not? 8.1. I think that's harsh. I wish I'd given the Serb an 9 now. You've gassed me up, Wolfie. It's my job, JB. It's my job. Look. I don't ever have a go at you guys, right? I respect your opinions. But you're wrong. He wasn't an 8.1. He was not an 8. He was like a 9.4. I had to round down to a 9, for the sake of maths. But come on, man. Come on. Like, the rest of you haven't voted. Vote this one up. Vote this one. Some of you have put 10. That means, like, if you got an 8.1, some of you have put 7s in there. Some of you have 7s in there. Early days, Wolfie. We'll see, buddy. No, I think he was a 9. David saying nobody was higher than an 8. For me, Milenkovic was just standout today. You're right. You're standing united with your boy Smidjaya. You're standing united. All right, fair enough. But this is why we do what we do. We give you guys the platform. But you guys can critique me. I'll critique you back now on Milenkovic. Honestly. Harsh to say the least. Okay. Now that I've had a go at you guys, let's move on and talk about Murillo. I thought he was good, but there was a few things about him that I didn't quite like. I don't think his long ball radar has been on since the preseason, to be honest. His long ball radars haven't been perfect. And today we saw that as well. Murillo was better than Milenkovic, says Gaz. Sorry, I had to stop mid-sentence there. No. Chat, do you agree with him or not? Sure. Was I watching a different game? Look, defensively, he was fine. The strength of the kid is next level. There's times where he ran the ball out of play for a goal kick that I don't think a lot of other defenders could do, right? Because of his strength. He's so wide, man. He's so wide. I thought he had a good game overall. I just think his passes were a little bit off, okay? And I still think he's absolute top-notch quality. So I'm going to give him... It's like a 7.5 for me. I ain't got a half number, so I'll put a 7. But he was fine. He was fine. That partnership, first time out on the pitch, it's going to need some development. It was good. No problems at all. Top player. Just shut the transfer window. Curtis with the $2. The whole team is crap at passing right now, he says. We do need to improve on it. We do need to improve, but there were definitely positive signs today. Let's see what you guys gave him. I'm scared to look because I don't know if I trust you lot anymore. There's 932 of you in here. Please don't forget to hit that like button. And you guys went 7.6. All right, fine. I did say he's about 7.5. All right, fine. You guys are forgiven on this one. 7.6. Not bad. But I'm telling you, I don't want to hear Boly should start ahead of him, even though I love Boly. There's levels of play. Not him. I'm talking about Milenkovic. There's levels of players. Okay, let's go on to the left back in Einar. And I thought he was brilliant in the first half. He was linking up well with Callum Hudson-Odoi, overlapping. He got in behind in that first half. He should have, in my opinion, maybe I'm being harsh, he could have found Callum Hudson-Odoi in the middle. Instead, he played the cross to Wood at the back post. It was a good cross. But I just feel like maybe that was a chance we could have developed a little better. I love him. He's my favorite player in the team. And I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he had a really good game. 7. 7 out of 10 for me for Einar. If you guys have gone lower than a 7 on my boy, there's going to be trouble. Okay? There's going to be trouble. So let's see what you guys have gone. Oh, you went higher than me. I now look like a right idiot, don't I? All right, fair enough. You gave him higher than I did. I can't argue with that. It's all fair. It's all fair. 7.5. Fine. Maybe I'm the one being harsh on him. I don't know. Maybe I am. Okay. So that was him. Let's go into the midfield. Now, I'll be interested to see what you guys thought about Sangare. So get your thoughts in the comment. Again, with Sangare, for me, similar story to last week. Dominated the first half. Really good in that first half. I felt comfortable knowing he was in there. His partnership with Anderson in the first 45 was really good. He's just got this fatigue thing going on. And fair play to Nuno, he made the right sub. It needed to be Yates coming on for him. That was the correct move. DJ hits the 2-year mark. My man, enjoy the new badge. Welcome to the 2-year family. So I was very happy with him. Look, for 45 minutes, he was an 8.5 for me. Second half, when he started to gas, he was probably about a 6 or so. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. But this is not the player you guys were crying about last season. Once his fitness builds up, once he can do 90 minutes comfortably, what a player this is. Double O, it is a fun player rating. I love doing player ratings once we've won. Please make sure you hit the like button. There's 927 of you in here. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Much love to all of you chilling with us. Let's see what you did to Sangare. Let's see if those agendas still exist. You guys went 7.2. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And saying Sangare 8 in the first half, 3 in the second half. The boy needs to work on his fitness. I do agree. I do agree. Elijah saying Sangare was shocking, 4.5. Yeah, he did get that silly yellow card. I don't think it should have been a yellow card, man. The guy took the free kick quick. What's he meant to do? His natural instinct is to block. But you guys went 7.2. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Well, you went higher than me, so maybe I've got the Sangare agenda. Okay, let's move on to Anderson. Anderson might be an interesting one here because I thought he started similar for me to Sangare. Excuse me. Again, I thought he started really well, and then he faded a bit, and it needed. I would have brought him off a bit earlier as well. Just trying to remember what minute he came off in. 75th. I would have done the change with the Sangare change, but who cares? We won, right? But for me, it just needed, at that stage of the game, we were struggling to press Southampton. And Dominguez coming on would have brought that energy, which he did when he came on, that terrier-like, yapping away at them and what have you. So I thought he did okay in the first half, not as good in the second half. I'm going to score him the same as Sangare. They were very similar performances for me. So I'm going to say a 7 for Anderson. What did you guys say? What did you guys say? You guys said a 6.9. You lot have got Geordie agendas, man. Geordie agendas. So 6.9. It's about the same. I'll let you off. Okay. Let's move on to, let's do Elanga first. I wasn't that convinced by Elanga today. I gotta say. Again, he still doesn't want to go outside and take his man on. He nearly did score that Olympiacos goal again by cutting in. I know there was a chance. It was decent. But I still just don't think he's utilizing his strengths in the right way. Take on your man. You're quicker than them. Get round the back of them. Get the ball into the box. That's the service that Wood have kind of needed. And he ended up being isolated from it. I'm going to say for him, look, there was no bad performances out there today as such. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for me. I'm just still frustrated by him. But I'm in a happy mood. I don't want to dwell on it. He's a 6 out of 10 for me. You guys have gone. Ready? 7? 7? What did I miss for you guys to give him a 7? Old Dark Navy saying I thought Elanga was awesome defensively. Elanga should have crossed for MGW for 2-0. He shot instead. Correct. I think you guys have gone too high on that one. I think you guys a little on that one. 7's too high. Seven's too high. Seven's too high. 6.5, I could have let slide. 7, you kind of taking the Michael just a little bit, okay, just a little bit. Anyway, it's my Elanga agenda, Wolfie. I don't have an Elanga agenda. I get annoyed by Elanga agenda. Okay, he's a lovely person. My frustration with him is I know he's better than what we're seeing on the pitch. That's my frustration with him. I'm just saying he's got the traits to be able to produce more, and he's just not doing it. And the main reason is he seems obsessed with kind on the inside, which is on his weaker foot anyway. Take the man on. Take the man on. I do not have an Elanga agenda. I have a Man U agenda. I have a Sheffield Derby agenda, a Brentford agenda. I had a Jesse Lingard agenda. I was right on all of them. Anyway, enough. This is a fun stream. It's a fun stream. This one's going to be interesting because I want to know how many of you who are saying Morgan Gibbs White off at half time and what you've done for his score. Okay? This one's going to be interesting. Now, he was not good in the first half. In the second half as well, he wasn't good for me. Once he scored his goal, he relaxed a bit. He came into the game. They gave him man of the match, and he got the highest score on Sofascore. Suzanne, I am fully expecting you guys to be giving him like an 8. Maybe some of you are all doolally and went a 9. I just don't think his performance was good enough. However, he scored the goal. So let me give you 2 scores here. Without the goal, he's a 5. Okay, I will argue till the end of time with anyone who says to me that he was higher than a 5, right? Because his passing was off, his shooting was off, and all that. However, he scored the goal, and that goal has put us 4th in the league. So how do I rate this? Do I rate this like you guys no doubt will, and probably have given him an 8 or something, or not? I'm going to do it like this. He's a 5, +1 for the goal, and +1 because that goal was the winning goal. I'm going to give him a 7. No, it's a 6. I know it sounds harsh, but I hope I've explained my logic. Okay? That's what I'm saying here. The goal was, of course, more so important. My wife says you should get 2 extra for a goal, and she's American. Can't get 2. Anyway, their goal conversions are usually, they're 2 points, aren't they? Touchdowns. No, it's 1 point. It's touchdown 6 and the conversion's 1. I nearly gave him. I can't. His performance wasn't good enough. Shut up. Right? My logic is crap. It's my logic, right? But I'm happy. I'm just scared to see what you guys have said. What do you guys reckon you've got collectively? And if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV. Let us reveal what you guys have gone. In fact, let's just check the like count now. We're on 188 likes. I am not revealing what you guys have said until we get to 200 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, I'm just going to sit back and relax here and just wait for you lot to do your job. I got all night. I got nowhere I need to be. So hit that like button. All right, you did it. You see? There you go. 3, 2, 1. You guys went 7.4. Okay. I can understand that. I would have thought you guys would have got an 8 because you guys, are all emotional and stuff. I can accept that. I think it's still a little bit high. But okay, fair play to you lot for having some objective analysis rather than subjective emotional ones. Fair enough. You guys, as Badger says, you guys went 2 on the goal. Okay, fine. I'll allow it. But good. 1-0. 1-0. Oh, that was the score. We're 4th. We're 4th in the league. Should we play the Champions League theme music? Champions League anthem. I'm going to get Team. That's not there. Don't demonetize me. Hear it? I better stop that. That's getting me going and thinking about what could be. It really is. Anyway. Forrester fourth. All right, you guys went 7.4 on Morgan Gibbs White. Fine. That gave me goosebumps. Did anyone else get goosebumps, man? Could you hear that? Could you hear it? You couldn't hear it. You didn't get goosebumps. All right, whatever. This is like watching your grandfather listen to the horse racing. I don't care. We won. Screw you lot, man. Screw you lot. You couldn't hear it. All right, let's just. Why can't you hear that? Why can't you hear it? Surely. Why is my mic not on? Anyway. All right. Anyway, let's crack on. You heard it a little. I do have noise cancellation on, yeah. Well, we're just a little bit of the way there. Anyway, Callum Hudson-Odoi. For me, just a bit too predictable. Being blocked by your smart YouTube filtering, maybe. Anyway, I got goosebumps. You guys are lucky you couldn't hear it. I'm going to say he was a little bit too predictable. The cut-in was too many times. It's good when he scores it. It's fantastic when he scores it. But overall, I thought he was solid. You've got it on to that. Maybe. All right, we'll try it again in a minute. We'll try it again when we look at the table. I'm going to give him a 6.5. 6.5 for me. I thought he was fine. I just wanted to do some different stuff. I thought his link-up play was really good with Einar. 6.5. 6.5 for me. What have you guys gone? You guys have gone a 7. Probably just a little bit too high, but 7's acceptable. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Chris Wood. The problem with Chris Wood is when he's not scoring, he's not contributing, in my opinion. The ball doesn't stick well to him up front. He can't close down quick enough, and he can't power into the box at all. I just feel he was a bit anonymous today for me. So, he had one chance, that header that came across. £5 from Tim Cahill. Thank you so much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Get your chat tips in, guys. Get your tips in. If you got a spare quid in the back of the sofa, chuck it in, ! Donate. Really appreciate that, Tim. Thank you so much, bud. Look, I don't want to go deep in on him, but I thought we looked better with Taiwo up front. I thought Taiwo gave them more of a threat and a scare. I'm going to give Wood a 5. I think a 5 is quite fair, so just slightly below average. What you guys gone with Chris Wood? We've got DJ Tone in chat and PJ Tone Def on the screen. Man, you spammed that like 3 times, man. You're pretty sad, bro. You're pretty sad. You guys are gone a 6. All right, 6 is average. I'll let an average slide. I think that's a little high. I just think, for me, I think Taiwo's the right fit up front. Anyway, let's move on to the subs. I can't remember what they were. The first one was Ryan Yates, wasn't it? Ryan Yates for Sangare. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Ryan Yates. Where is Yates? There he is. Okay, Yates for me, this is his role. Okay? Sangare tires out, you bring Yates on. You bring someone who brings a bit of energy, especially when, thank you, Kitty Cat, especially when we're struggling to gain the possession of the ball in the middle. Now, I thought his energy was good when he came on. I thought his work rates were good. He shithouseried a free kick. He kind of slept on the ball in the corner flag at all costs. This ball is staying in the corner flag. He was fine for me. He was fine. That is the exact role I want to see him in the team. Coming on, what was it? It was just before 70th minute. So he got like 24 minutes in. Perfect. That's his role for me in the team. He's not a starter. He's back up to Sangare in that position where you are 1-0 up. Okay, we weren't quite 1-0 up, but you know what I mean? That's the person you need in the team. I'm going to give him a 7. Sub rule means he's a 6. I will accept from you guys 7s or 6s. I have no problems with that. Let's see what you guys did. You guys went 6.63. I accept that. I accept that. That's absolutely fine. Exactly what he needed to do. Spot on. Spot on for me. Okay. Next sub on was Dominguez for Elliot. And again, what he did, he came on and he brought the energy. And he just gets around the pitch. Really good. How's that E8's agenda, bro? I literally just praised him. I mean, you love going for that line, don't you? Dominguez, very similar comments really on what he did. Now, I would argue you could start Dominguez. That would be the difference between Yates and Dominguez for me. You can bring Dominguez on to start because he will have that energy, but he's another one who doesn't seem to be able to make it 90 minutes because he does gas. So I understand-ish in a way him coming on. Now, he did the same thing as Yates. He was in there nibbling away, getting the tackle, and it helped keep us some possession of the ball, especially when Southampton were chasing the game. So I have no problem. Look, I have no problem with the substitutions today. I just think they were 5 minutes out. Yeah, which, okay, in the grand scheme of things, we won. It doesn't matter. And what is 5 minutes in football? Who knows? So I thought Dominguez was fine. I'll give him a, same as Yates, a 6. 7, basically a 6. So that's what I said. What did you guys say more importantly? You guys have gone a 6.3. Acceptable. Acceptable for me. Acceptable. Fine. And then the final sub, no, it wasn't the final sub actually, because Jota came on, didn't he? So the next one on was Taiwo. And I think this was the more important sub. No, that's not Taiwo. That's who he replaced. Let me find freaking Taiwo. Taiwo, where are you, mate? There he is. All right. Taiwo, for me, held the ball up. A few of them didn't stick to him. He had the Woods thing from last week, okay? Yeah, I haven't forgotten about Big Willie. Don't worry, don't worry. I remembered. And there was a couple of breaks he had. What I would say about him, towards the end of the game where we had a 3-on-2 situation, he needed to either release the ball quicker to the two coming on the outside of him on the right or take it to the corner flag. Instead, he did neither. That's still his footballing IQ isn't quite there, right? But he did win a really important free kick, got the ball up, all good, not bad. I would start Taiwo in the next game against Wolves. I just feel he will be able to cause the defense more of a threat. Thing with defending is it's a psychological game. If you're worried about the striker because they got pace or power, your natural mental state is to drop slightly, and that's what they will do against Taiwo. Whereas if Chris Wood, you know you can risk a high line because he's not going to bomb in behind you. So for me, Taiwo should be starting the game. Now, it wasn't a brilliant performance, but there was elements within that performance that were really good, and I think he's had enough match time now to be able to start. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought what he did was fine. Yes, there were a couple of mistakes in there, but he is looking better. Let's see what you guys did. 5.9. Sub rule maybe. All right, fine. Whatever. Whatever. Would you risk starting Taiwo against Newcastle midweek? No, because I'd want to start him against Wolves. I don't know who I'd play. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into all of that. Okay. So next up would have been Jota Silva. Now, not too much to say there. He had a couple of clearances that were good. He basically looked like Grealish, especially when we were playing in that Man City kit. I don't think he got enough minutes. He came on 90+2. I'm just going to give him the sub score of 5, the average score. Whatever you guys think on that is fine. He looked okay when he came on, but it means he's officially started a game or participated in a Forest game. That's hopefully good news. He looked fine helping out defensively and what have you. So I'm going to give, well, you guys gave him a 5.8. Fair enough. And then the last one to come on was Bollywood. Let me get Boly up quickly. And I'll be honest with you, I thought this was the right change. When he brought him on, solidified, it looked a bit weird. I don't know who came off. I don't know if Milenkovic was coming off with that cramp or not. Boly looked fine to me. I think he did a couple of headed clearances. All fine. I'm going to give him just a solid 6 out of 10. You guys went a 6 as well. Okay, so that's all the players. Now, let's talk about Nuno. Let's talk about Nuno. No. Right, for me, starting team I really liked. Only change maybe I would have made would have been Taiwo for Wood. Substitutions, correct. Result, correct. Substitution timing, for me, 5 minutes out. The game management towards the end, best I've seen in a long time. Yeah. What I didn't like was whatever he said at halftime, because for the first 15, 20 minutes of that second half, Southampton were in the ascendancy and we couldn't get our foot on the ball. And that's why I feel the subs needed to come on 5 minutes earlier. But what do I know? Once we made the first sub, he went and got the goal. Well, Forest went and got the goal with Morgan Gibbs-White. So I don't think there's much criticism you can point at Nuno's way. Southampton are a possession-based team. Forest were definitely the better team in the first half, which shows that his team selection was good. Therefore, for me, he's about a 7.5, maybe high 7s, nearly pushing an 8. I'm gonna say we're 4th in the league. Screw it. I'm gonna go on an 8. I'm gonna go on an 8 on this one. But I don't feel it was an 8. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a 7.5. For context, I'll never give anyone a 10 unless something massive happens, like we beat City 6-0. You are a hard one to please, JB. You really are. But the worry is what happened at the start of the second half. What were his instructions? Those would be my kind of questions that I'd like answers to. Let's see what you guys went for Nuno. This one could be an interesting one. Before I show you, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And remember to grab your tickets for the double-signed frame Murillo Boly shirt. Scan the QR code or the link is in the chat for you in just a second. Ladies and gents, you guys went for Nuno a 7.5. I think that's you know what? Fair play to chat. Fair play to you lot in the chat. I think that's absolutely correct. Wolfie, we're 6th now. Oh man, Villa are playing Arsenal, aren't they? Yeah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I don't care. When the recording started, we were 4th. We were 4th. Okay, let's finish up with man of the match. So we'll do this as an open vote to you guys. Start getting some names in your nominations. Who would you like to see as your man of the match? Now, you got to say there are some strong candidates in this game. I'm thinking Milenkovic would be a good starting point. Milenkovic is up there for me. What else you got? Some of you saying Einar. I need some more names. I've forgotten. Give me some names. Sangare. I'm just going to go with what I see in the chat, so the quicker you get him in, the more likely it is. Sangare. Why can't I spell his name? Gare. Okay, what else you got? Cells. I don't think Cells had too much to do. That's a bit of a boring one. Williams, a few saying. Okay, Williams. We gotta put Morgan Gibbs-White. He scored the goal, didn't he? He scored the goal. Let's put Morgan Gibbs-White as well. All right, so I go Milenkovic, Sangare, Williams, and Morgan Gibbs-White. I don't know if I agree with your list, but whatever. I'm getting hungry now. So, start voting in 3, 2, 1, now. Wait, now. All right, let's see who takes the early lead in this race. I'm literally giving you 30 seconds. Milenkovic storms out into the lead with a huge lead off the bat, 78% of the vote, 11% going Sangare. Williams sitting on 0. No, now 1, now 2%. And Morgan Gibbs-White, despite his goals, only collected 12% of the goals. 92 votes in, 94. Keep those votes coming in. Milenkovic is still in a whopping lead. You've got 20 more seconds to go. Will anyone claw him back? Morgan Gibbs White into double figures with 10%. He's overtaken Sangare with 9% of the vote. Williams only on 3% of the vote. This one looks like an absolute slam dunk for Milenkovic. I'm going to close the vote in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Your man of the match. I need to drag this out because I can't find his name. Your man of the match for Southampton 0, Forest 1 with 78% of the vote goes to Milenkovic. And you know what? I fully agree with you guys. So well done on getting the right man voted. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the player ratings. I don't know if I'll be doing a phone-in later on or not, so make sure you have your alerts turned on. I'm just starving. I need to get some food. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. We have a Grumpy Old Reds tomorrow at 8 p.m. It's going to be interesting to hear what the panel have to say about it all. So go and enjoy the win. Forest are technically 4th in the league. Champions League, here we come. Love you guys. Thank you so much for chilling, and we'll see you on the next stream or video. Come on, you Reds.